So the way to go to the root of your illusion is to remain in your knowing. Okay, and I'll explain why this is so simple and this is so easy, but where people get confused with this. Before awakening, the root of I has always been in the emotion. You follow it in the emotion, and then you see the emotion rooted in the body. And then the memory or the historical representation or cause and condition of such emotional or mental habit. With analysis or with counseling, people are often trying to root it in the body. But when pure observation awakens, it's a different game. It's a different process. It's as I said, it's a process of discrimination. Whatever you see, you are the root. So there's no root in the body. There's no connecting it. You just see it. You just see there's a pull to claim your thinking stream. You'll see that with your thinking stream, there may be an emotional stream and maybe all going into the mind to direct your body. What you're doing now is you're just allowing the root of such an illusion, this personal sense of doership, to come immediately into observation and allow observation where you lost your observation through identification with the mind. Now you're allowing the mind to correct itself to what is seeing. You've gone to the root of it. Knowing is the root. So through discrimination is the perfect observation that can be the root of any illusion, you see. When you see, when you can discriminate between your perfect observation and that tendency to claim your thought stream and your emotional stream in a way to direct your bodily sensation, what happens is that tendency to own it, that tendency to the doership of it, can go through dissipation, can go through dissolution. Simply allowing such tendency to associate to knowing being the experience or knowing being the reality, the root. What happens then is you're giving it away to keep it. Now that tendency to own your thought stream and your emotional stream to direct your bodily sensation will start to correct. When it's not being possessed by self-contraction, the idea that you're experiencing your thoughts and your emotions, trying to direct your body sensation, it all starts to associate to the root reality also, but you have to let go of the tendency to own it. This is giving it away to keep this, you see. So you go to the roots of I. What is the I? It's that idea that they're your thoughts. It's that idea. It's your emotion. Okay, it's nobody's thoughts. It's nobody's emotion. Okay. If you do believe they're your thoughts and they're your emotions, you'll become preoccupied with seeing how it's rooted in the body, and from an analysis point of view, you'll try and reconfigure things yourself and feel better, feel happier, feel for whatever. But when you get to this stage of prayer, meditation, self-realization, or seeing, knowing is just the root. That's it. It's done. It's the root. It is as is. See? But what you're discriminating is that old pattern at first. as I said, you switch the fan off, it continues to spin until it comes to a sense of, it will still spin. There'll still be this tendency to claim your thoughts for a sense of self, claim your emotions for a sense of self. And from that sense of self, you'll try and self-direct what it is you need as a body, where you've identified with the body, you see. So this is wonderful when you can allow that tendency to go through dissolution. Okay, once it goes through dissolution, consciousness itself becomes what thought stream, what emotional stream associates to. You know, your thought stream, your emotional, it starts to associate to consciousness being the experience. Okay, so the experience is given to consciousness, but consciousness is not the experience. This is, we enter into a very, very interesting paradox. Very interesting paradox. A merging kind of paradox, a oneness kind of paradox. It's really interesting. So when that dissolution does occur, only then does the correcting begin. The correcting of your forms begin. And it happens naturally, and it happens without any inferred meaning for it to happen. It's not important to you. That's gone. The inferred ownership of your thoughts and feelings are given back to consciousness being the direct experience. So that's interesting, isn't it? It's fascinating. In the dissolution of such illusion, the root of which becomes your own awakening, you know. So then, in the absence of such tension, the knowing makes known whatever thoughts are arising, whatever emotion, whatever body sensation, the knowing makes known. And as the knowing makes known, everything you know becomes self-evident. It's not separate from what is knowing, and it's self-evident of what is knowing. Here, we're closing the gap into oneness, you see. Here, we're becoming more intuitive, more consciously intuitive in how to be in our body mind, you see. But let's talk about the correction.